Welcome back to my channel, and this will be a series of what? Of multiplying two matrices. So how do you multiply matrices? Let's go on to that. Now we have a 2 by 2 matrix. This series will deal on how to multiply 2 by 2 matrices, and I will drop another video on how to multiply any number of what? Of matrices. So any order of matrix. So we have a matrix of 2 by 2, a matrix of 2 by 2. I want to multiply both. How do you get to that? Very simple. Now we have different methods of what? Of multiplying matrices. There are very different methods of multiplying matrices, but this is the unique and most popular way people use to what? Multiply matrices. If it's called the what? The row multiplication method. So what do we mean by that? That means we use the rows of a matrix to multiply the what? To multiply another matrix. Let's go into that. So what we do first is what? This is A times B. Now when we are multiplying the matrix, you multiply from the left hand side times the right hand side. You don't multiply the right times the left. You use the what? The left to multiply the right. So it is pronounced as A multiplies B. Do you get? So from there we now know that. So what we do start with? We start with the row. The row is what? 1 and 2. So the row of A is 1 and 2. So I'll do is 1 and 2. Then I'll now use to what? To multiply each columns in what? In matrix B. So that will be this row times this column. That's the first thing I'll do. This row times this column. 1 and 2 and 2 and 5. 2 and 5. So how do you do that? That will be what? Then we'll now say 1 times 2 is what? Is 2. 2 times 5 is what? Is 10. Then I add them up. And that gives me what? That gives me 12. So that means here is equals to 12. That's how to get the value for this position. So each position works accordingly. So you take this first row times first column to get the first element. First row times first column to get the first element. Next, that same row, this 1 and 2, multiply the next column. So that will be 1 and 2. So I'll clean this off. One and 2, 3 and 1. Next column is what? 3 and 1. That same row multiply 3 and 1. So mind you, whenever you're taking your column, you count from the up down. So up down. So 3 1. Not 1 3. So 3 1. So 3 1. So that will be what? 1 times 3 is what? Is 3. 2 times 1 is what? Is 2. That is 5. That means get this 5. So the secret behind what? Behind multiplying matrices is that you take the row to multiply each columns in the what? In the other matrices until all the columns vanishes. Then when they vanish, you start with the next row. So now if you look at this, I have only 2 columns here. This column and this column. Since we have only 2 columns, the other columns are what? Have vanished. Because we stop at what? We have 2 columns, right? So that means anytime you stop, you are at the end point of the what? Of the column. Then you start with the what? The next row of the left hand matrix. So left hand is what? Is 4 and 3. Now I'll start with that. 4 and 3. So I'll take this next row now. Next row now start again. Start the same process. So is a what? Is a continual process. You use the first row, multiply all the columns. Use the next row, multiply the column. So the next row we always give you the next row here. You can see the first row give us the what? The first row here. So that means any number of rows, we give any number of rows in the final answer. So 4 and 3 we multiply 2 and 5. 4 3 times 2 and 5. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 5 is what? 15. 23. That means here is equals to 23. Can you see that? So that's to multiply a 2 by 2 matrix. And the last one will be what? You use the what? That same row to multiply the remaining column, which is 4 and 3 and 3 and 1. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. And that is 15. So the final answer is 15. So that's to multiply a 2 by 2 matrix. Go on to another example. So we are asked to look for PR. This is P, matrix P, and this is matrix R. We are asked to look for matrix PR. So PR will be equals to 1, 7, minus 3 and 4, 2, 1, 1 and 4. We are asked to multiply both matrices. But we know that how to multiply the matrices, we start with what? With the first row. So the first row is what? 1 and minus 3. 1 and minus 3. Let me open the bracket down so that fill up the answers. So 1 and minus 3, we multiply the first column. First column. 2 and 1. What does that give us? 1 and 2 is 2. Minus 3 times 1 is what? Is minus 3. Minus 3. So it will be plus of what? Of minus 3. That's how you do it. But we know plus multiplied by minus is what? Is a minus. So we have 2 minus 3. And that is equals to minus 1. So that means here it contains minus 1. The next one is what? That same row multiply the next column. 1 and 3, 1 and 4. 1 times 1, 1. This and this is what? Minus 12. 1 plus and minus is what? It's minus. And that is minus 11. So they give us minus 11. Good. The next one is what? We are true with the columns. You can see we have only 2 columns here, which are true. We've done the first column, second column, we are true. What do we do next? Go to the next row. So the next row is what? 7 and 4. And I'll start with the what? First column. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 7 and 2 is what? 14. 4 and 1 is 4. Plus that gives us 18. We are 18. Can you see that? Can you see that what is each row is giving us each new rows. So each row give us new rows. Second row give us new second rows. Do you get it? So we have 7 and 4, 2 and 1. Then next we want 7 and 4, 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 7 and 1 is 7. 4 and 4 is what? 16. And that gives us what? 23. So we are 23. So that has to multiply a 2 by 2 matrix. Now we're doing one last term, which is what? Which is a power with matrix. Good. So we are asked to look for p squared and p cubed. How do we find p squared? P squared, we know that from mathematics, what we should call indices. That indices, whenever you have something raised to power 2, it means that stuff multiply itself. So p raised to power 2 also means p multiplied by p. So therefore, that means it will be 1, 1, 2, 1, and we have 1, 1, 2, 1. So that equals 1, 2, and 1 and 1. 1. So that will be what? So I'll start with the first row. First row. 1, 2, first column, 1 and 1. 1 and 1 is 1, 2 times 1 is what? Is 2. That gave me 3. So here contains 3. Because anything you are doing, start with the first row. First row, multiply all the columns. All the columns. Good. So in that case, the next column is what? 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 1 and 2 is 2. Then 1 is 2. It's what? It's 4. So we have 4 here. Next one is 1 and 1. 1 and 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. That gives me 2. So we have 2 here. Last one is 1 and 1 and 2 and 1. 1 and 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. And that gives me 3. So we have 3, 4, 2 and 3. So therefore that means p squared is equals to 3, 2, 4 and 3. This is called the what? The powers of what? Of a matrix. So you can see that for what? P squared.